-17 with the wind chill now in Ottawa.
And Ottawa film producer and critic from DearCastandCrew, Christopher Redmond, joins us on the Startup. Hello, sir.
How's it going, guys?
Very good. And the Canadian Screen Awards were on last night.
That's right, the Canadian Screen Awards, Canada's Oscars, the True North Trophies,
North
formerly
Trophies.
known as the Geminis before that,
Yeah.
the E-Trogs, and the Genies as well. They're amalgamated together this year. So,
Which makes sense. I mean,
you might as well put them all together, right? The TV Awards and the Film Awards.
Yeah.
They kind of struggle sometimes to get an audience, so it's smart to put them all together. It's kind of a plain name, but at least it's intuitive. We know what it means, right? Canadian Screen Awards.
Yeah, so it's a Golden Globes version of
That's right.
awards
Everything's
for
put
Canada.
together, and a big party happening in Ottawa, or in Toronto. It was in Ottawa last year, actually. Yeah, but this year's in Toronto. Martin Short hosting, of course.
Right.
And doing a pretty good job. I don't know if you saw it. It was he's a lively guy. You know that there was a first 30 minutes kind of pre-show that was a little slow, kind of a red carpet thing.
it was weird.
It was weird. Yeah, it took a long time to sort of get into it, but once they got to the actual ceremony, he's a singer and a dancer. I mean, he's really kind of a performer up there, so he had a lot of energy. It was fun.
Well, it's tough to find somebody who can do all that stuff. Has got all that stuff in their toolkit, right?
Yeah. There are. Once you see that, you kind of realize, these kind of guys are few and far between. There aren't that many people that could pull it off, but I thought he pulled it off.
Okay. So big surprises,
And
big
then the
winners.
awards.
Yeah, so the awards. Well, the big winner last night was the movie War Witch, right? The French title is Rebelle, and this is a movie that was nominated for an Oscar. It took all the big prizes: Best Picture, Best Director, acting nominations for Best Actress and Supporting Actor as well.
Right.
A lot of awards. So, and it really worthy film. I mean, this
It is
a
the
great
best
film.
movie of the year.
It really is the best film of the year, and one of the best films, period, not just Canadian. It takes place in Africa.
Right.
And even the director, when he made a speech, I really loved his speech. He talked about the sort of moral responsibility we have when we're making our RRSP investments, which you think this is kind of a strange speech to go on, but he's talking about the connection to countries like Africa and the Congo and conflicts that are happening there.
Right.
And he put this kind of awareness out there, like, make sure you know where your money's going and that you're not supporting these sort of these civil wars that are happening out there, what the film's about.
So this is not a feel-good movie.
It's not a feel-good movie, but boy, you feel more enlightened by the end of it. Let me tell you that. Yeah, it's really well done.
What about the television aspect of it? Anything?
It was too bad. This was maybe the big controversy of the night, was that the best comedy series was not shown live. So when they gave the award, it actually wasn't live. And so Less Than Kind won, which is really a favorite. It's on HBO here in Canada. But there's also a show, Michael Tuesdays and Thursdays, which was nominated, which was sort of my personal favorite, the one I was hoping to win, in part because it's all shot in Ottawa, takes place in Ottawa, but even more so a little bit because a little factoid here.
Okay.
One of the main character on the show was actually in part based on me.
Really?
Whoa, what's going on?
Wow.
Yeah. So
This is news.
quick little story here. Last year at the Genies, I actually met Don McKellar, the creator of the show, and we started talking, and I was talking about the show I was going to be shooting here in Ottawa, and anyway, one of the main character, Michael Tuesdays and Thursdays, his main job is to write these elder abuse commercials. Okay, so he works for the company that writes the elder abuse commercials, lives in Ottawa. Well, I told Don McKellar, that's me. I am that guy. If you've ever seen those elder abuse commercials, I'm the one who wrote them.
Oh, really?
And that's right. So I've got a little place in my heart, that show. Christopher Tuesdays and Thursdays, yeah.
Wow, I'm going to have to check it out. What network is that on?
That's on CBC, and you can watch it all online. It's all streaming, and
Right.
it takes place in Ottawa. Like, if you watch the intro, they're running along the canal and everything. The actual show, they embrace the fact they're in Ottawa, so it's fun.
Great.
Yeah.
Wow, they sold me on that.
Now,
There we go.
looking through all the other awards, any real highlights in there?
Yeah, and again, I think it's a good sign, but a lot of the films that weren't nominated was even the more surprising things. Big movies like Cosmopolis, that played at Cannes, was not nominated. So they had the chance to invite Robert Pattinson to the awards, and he wasn't nominated for Best Actor. A movie like Goon, which I don't know if you guys have seen. I remember reviewing that film for you guys a year and a half ago at TIFF, and I called it better than Slapshot, and it is a great film. Still, I mean, with that hockey lockout, I think a lot of people were just watching Goon on loop. It's really become this great film, and it was nominated for a lot of awards, just not Best Picture. Right. So there was actually what was surprising was the other films that weren't nominated, and that's a proof to the quality of content that's coming out of Canada.
Okay. Film producer and film critic from DearCastandCrew, Christopher Redmond, with the Live 88.5 Startup. Thanks for coming by.
Thanks, guys.
It's the Live 88.5 Startup at 8:44.
Ottawa traffic on Live 88.5.
Eastbound 417 looks clear and